Did Biden know about the FBI Mar-a-Lago raid in advance? Got a story here at Breitbart, and this is by Jordan Dixon Hamilton. This came out yesterday, the 22nd. And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Cultural Confederacy here. It's Tuesday. Thought I'd squeeze this in before I go to work, so a one-take video. But it says here, President Joe Biden's White House was intimately involved in the Department of Justice's criminal probe into former President Donald Trump. This according to government documents reviewed by Just the News. Several correspondence between Trump's attorneys and members of the Biden administration revealed that the federal government appeared poised to waive Trump's claims of executive privilege over documents that Trump kept at Mar-a-Lago until earlier this year. The memo showed then White House Deputy Counsel Jonathan Su was engaged in conversations with the FBI, DOJ, and National Archives as early as April. Shortly after 15 boxes of classified and other materials were voluntarily returned to the Federal Historical Agency from Trump's Florida home. Now, I have a couple questions here. Who ordered this raid? Who was the informant? Who knew about these boxes of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago? And why was this raid ordered? By May, Su conveyed to the archives that President Joe Biden would not object to waiving his predecessor's claims to executive privilege, a decision that opened the door for DOJ to get a grand jury to issue a subpoena compelling Trump to turn over any remaining materials he possessed from his presidency. A May 10th letter from acting National Archivist Deborah Steidel-Wall to Trump's legal team confirmed the White House's involvement in the DOJ probe against Trump. Quote, on April 11th, 2022, the White House counsel's office, affirming a request from the Department of Justice supported by an FBI letterhead memorandum, formally transmitted a request that NARA provided the FBI access to the 15 boxes for its review within 7 days, with a possibility that the FBI might request copies of specific documents following its review of the boxes, Wall wrote. The letter continued, the counsel to the president has informed me that in light of the particular circumstances presented here, President Biden defers to my determination in consultation with the Assistant Attorney General for the Office of Legal Counsel regarding whether or not I should uphold the former president's purported, quote, protective assertion of executive privilege. I've therefore decided not to honor the former president's protective claim for privilege. So she decided on her own, unilaterally, that she's not going to honor this request for executive privilege. And what's up with all of these classified documents? I've asked this before. Why are all these documents classified? What makes these documents so special that they have to be classified? Could it be that in these documents, it shows that the government is screwing over the American people? You know what? Our taxes pay these people's salary. I think we have every right to know what's in these documents. Now, I'm not talking about nuclear codes or anything of that nature. What I'm talking about here is the right to know what is going on with our government, because our taxes, as I said, pay their salary. They work for us, the American people. These documents reviewed by Just the News are the strongest pieces of evidence showing that the Biden White House's involvement in the DOJ probe, although the White House previously claimed to have no advanced knowledge of the recent FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago, most likely existed. I kind of added that part in. Seems like they're a little off on the grammar here. Does anybody really believe that the White House didn't know about this? Trump posted on Truth Social, witch hunt. They got a graphic here of the raid at Mar-a-Lago. However, Just the News does not report that the White House had specific knowledge of the search warrant or the raid, but that their participation through waiving executive privilege was crucial to the investigation. And affirming its decision not to honor Trump's claims of executive privilege, Wall relied on a Supreme Court precedent that, quote, strongly suggests that a former president may not successfully assert executive privilege against the very executive branch in whose name the privilege is invoked. However, this case was ruled before Congress's current Presidential Records Act was enacted, Just the News explained. Wall's letter to Trump's attorney also claimed the former president had items marked as classified national security information in the set of 15 boxes Trump's team returned to the National Archives in February. After the National Archives reviewed those documents, they told the DOJ about the potentially classified material, which prompted the DOJ to ask Biden to request the National Archives to turn over access of the documents to the FBI, Wall's letter explained. So it seems to me that there's been this breakdown in communication. That appears to me. What exactly were these documents? When were they supposed to be returned? Who said what to whom? We go back to he said that, she said that, they said that, I said that, you said that, he said because they said that, I said that, you said that, they said. And we all agree that somebody said something. But this is all designed, as I've mentioned before, to get Trump. Everybody knows it. So we have here a modern day Watergate. Is Mar-a-Lago the new Watergate? Other documents reviewed by Just the News showed that Trump lawyer Evan Corcoran spoke with then White House Deputy Counsel Jonathan Sue about Trump's executive privilege claim over the documents in the spring. And every president should have a right to protect whatever documents they want to protect or have labeled as classified that need to be labeled as classified. As I said, not talking about the, really sensitive information. Okay, that needs to be classified. So we're not talking about nuclear codes or anything else that would jeopardize national security. But why do we need all of these classified documents? Get it out in the open. Let the American people see it. In a letter to the National Archives General Counsel Gary Stern, dated April 29th, Corcoran wrote, "We have requested the ability to review the documents. That review is necessary in order to ascertain whether any specific document is subject to privilege. We respectively request that you restrict access to the documents until we have the opportunity to review the documents and to consult with President Donald J. Trump so that he may personally make any decision to assert a claim of constitutionally based privilege." Wall confirmed the Biden administration would, quote, "not honor the former president's protective claim of privilege" after Corcoran sent his letter to Stern. So what this is just trying to stop Trump at any level you can. That's all this is. No, you're not going to have any executive privilege, no longer president. No, you can't keep these documents, even if they pertain to you and there's sensitive information in there. No, we're not going to let that happen. You know what Trump should say? Trump should say, screw you, I'm keeping these documents. I have every right to keep these documents. I've been in constant communication with you guys on which documents should be returned, and you're not answering my calls here. You're not meeting me halfway. And if you can't do that, well, then up yours. That's exactly what Trump should say to these people. Weeks after Wall's letter to Corcoran, the DOJ sent Trump's attorney a grand jury subpoena requesting the return of any national security documents left at Mar-a-Lago roughly 2 months before the FBI raid on Trump's home. Legal scholar Alan Dershowitz criticized the Biden administration's waiver of Trump's executive privilege, claimed during an interview with Just the News, quote, "I was very surprised the current president should not be able to waive the executive privilege of a predecessor without consent of the former president." Exactly. Otherwise, privilege means nothing, Dershowitz said. What president will ever discuss anything in private if he knows the man who beat him can and will disclose it? The best thinking is that an incompetent president cannot waive the right of the previous president. It would make a mockery of the whole notion of privilege, Dershowitz continued. Now, Trump has routinely criticized the FBI for conducting, quote, the illegal raid on Mar-a-Lago. In addition, the former president has explained that he would have complied with further document requests from law enforcement had they had asked. Exactly. All you had to do was ask Trump if he would return these documents, and you guys didn't do it. Now you're turning around and you're saying that Trump is guilty of hoarding these classified documents. Well, to hell with you people. It's not Trump's fault that you don't know how to run the freaking government and do your job. Quote, "My attorneys and representatives were cooperating fully and very good relationships had been established. The government could have had whatever they wanted if we had it," Trump posted on Truth Social. So again, a story here at Breitbart by Jordan Dixon Hamilton. It looks like Biden knew that this FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago was going down. But they didn't want to give Trump executive privilege. They just want to stop him at the pass any way they could. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Once again, this is the Cultural Confederacy saying peace out, stay safe, everybody. God bless this great country. I'll catch you next time. Or you can follow me at Instagram, #JasonComposes. Find me at Twitter, Cultural Confederacy at Twitter. And I'll see you next time around.